We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be.
All right, so this recipe comes with a disclaimer. I kept finding these recipes online for chicken tortilla casserole or chicken enchilada casserole, and this is kind of my amalgamation. I used to make these sour cream chicken enchiladas that I absolutely loved, and I haven't made them in a long time. So I kind of basically took the sauce from the sour cream chicken enchiladas, which I will link down below, and then I just decided to like throw in beans and some corn, and we're gonna just, instead of like making enchiladas or layering a bunch of tortillas, we're gonna crumble these chips on top, and it should be like creamy, cheesy, delicious, crunchy happiness. So anyway, we're gonna need flour, some sour cream, I'm going with light to reduce the calorie count, some frozen corn, an onion. This is leftover marinated chicken fajita meat, chicken breast, but you can just use chicken breast. I have these tortilla chips from my local H-E-B. You can use Doritos, you can use baked tortilla chips, you can use whatever you want. Reduced fat, Colby Jack cheese, some butter, some Great Northern beans. You can use black beans, pinto beans, whatever you want. Some diced green chilies, and some chicken broth. Let's throw this together. So this is about 2 pounds of chicken. Just gonna throw this, I cut it up into bite-sized pieces. You can just cook it whole and then shred it if you want. You can use rotisserie chicken. Just do whatever feels right to you. I had this leftover chicken fajita meat in my freezer that I needed to use up, so that's what I did. All right, so I went ahead and dumped the chicken into my 9x13 pan, and I rinsed out this dish. And that's just 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm gonna let melt. All right, we're gonna add in our onion. Deviating a little bit here because from the recipe, because they have you cooking the onion with the chicken, but because my chicken was already seasoned and stuff and we're not doing the enchiladas, I'm adding it to the sauce here. And again, the recipe doesn't call for it, but it's against my religion not to season, so I'm going to add some salt and pepper here. And I'm also going to add a little bit of garlic, just a little, maybe like 2 large cloves worth, like a tablespoon. Alright, so now that my onions are cooked, just translucent, we're going to sprinkle over 4 tablespoons of flour to make our roux. Just kind of cooking out that flour a little bit, helps improve the flavor. It was only that thick because I have those onions in there, normally it wouldn't be. Okay, and then I'm going to put in my 2 cups of chicken broth. And just stir it in a little bit at a time. It'll help keep you from getting lumps. And then once this comes to a boil, it'll start thickening up. I'm also going to add the diced green chilies. And I'm going to let that come to a boil. Alright, so we got that to come to a boil. I added just a tiny bit of beef bouillon because MSG is delicious and it needed a little salt. Okay, so that's thickened up. And now we're going to add in, I'm going to turn off the heat. We're going to add in the sour cream. Just this whole 8-ounce container. And that's the sour cream chicken enchilada sauce. So if you wanted to make actual enchiladas, this is the sauce you would use. So delicious. It's good. It could use more salt still. They're counting on all the cheese that's added to enchiladas to beef up the sauce, but I'm not adding as much cheese because I'm not doing like actual enchiladas. So I am going to add just a little bit more salt. Good. Okay, and then I'm going to add the beans and the corn. I use frozen, but you can definitely just use canned. Whoops. And then I'm going to dump the chicken back in here. Okay. There we go. Yum. If you're doing low carb, the recipe without the corn and the beans, you could just use some low carb tortillas. And I've made this into low carb sour cream chicken enchiladas many a time, and it is delicious. All right, let's put this together. Okay, so we're gonna put the chicken mixture in here. Just kind of smooth it out. All right, and then We're gonna add about a cup of cheese, 4 ounces. I'm doing reduced fat Colby Jack. You can do regular Jack, you can do pepper Jack, you can do whatever you wanna. It's your kitchen. No cheese left behind. Okay, and then I'm gonna take these chips. I'm not gonna totally decimate them, but you want them small enough that eating them in a bite makes sense. Okay, and we're just gonna put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. Okay, so the texture of this is almost like a soup. So you may want to like do a thing of rice and serve it over rice, or I don't know. Like I said, this was an experiment, so that's just what happens. Oh, the flavor is real good though. But I would say almost like just make it like a soup and then just put the crumbled tortilla chips and cheese on top and just eat it like a soup. But it would be really good over rice. Probably too runny to put in a taco, but I'm not mad at this at all. It's really tasty.
Alright guys, that's it for this week. If you enjoyed the recipe, please give me a like. Let me know in the comments. I am going to be switching up my content here really soon in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try out kind of like a what I eat in a week scenario because I feel like that's going to be more useful to people. If that sounds exciting to you, please let me know down in the comments. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and I will see you in the next one.